I think these could be perfect for a keto lasagna. Hey everyone, Dave here, back in the kitchen, and today we're gonna make some keto noodles. Hesitation. Keto cottage cheese noodles. Now we've kind of sort of tried something similar with a past recipe and it was a kind of an epic fail. This time we're trying a whole new strategy and I think maybe we can make it happen. I don't know though, 50-50. Make sure you stay till the end to see if we pull it off, and if we do, maybe you're gonna have a great new keto noodle recipe for all my pasta lovers out there. A great new keto recipe for all my I don't know, it didn't really work. You know, I'm unscripted, guys, could you tell? Now I'm gonna need some cheesecloth, some handy dandy cheesecloth. It's not made of cheese, you may think it is, because we are, it's kind of like shedding everywhere. We are going to need to strain some cottage cheese. I did get a message from one of you about a different brand of cottage cheese. I think you said it was Good Culture. I did actually go look for it yesterday while I was shopping at Wally World, but they did not have that brand. I looked it up after and I found out they do sell it at Publix, so maybe next time I'll try Publix. The point that you guys were making, and have made it, several of you made this point, is that there's different levels of cottage cheese and that this isn't necessarily the best. This other one has a way less liquid in it, so you don't even need to strain it. Because like, apparently, back in the day, and again, I don't have a lot of the cottage cheese lore down on lock, but back in the day, I guess cottage cheese was made higher quality and didn't have as much like liquidy stuff in it. Although this batch looks okay, it doesn't look super liquidy. But either way, we need to get the liquid out for this recipe, this cottage cheese noodle recipe. So you wanna get like a cheesecloth or something and just try to squeeze out all this liquid to dry out your, look at that, look how much is in there, it's crazy. To dry out your cottage cheese a little bit. And your hands are gonna get dirty. You can use a paper towel on like a cookie sheet or something to do this as well. I decided I like the cheesecloth method personally. Uh-oh, it's coming out the top. Okay, we need 1 cup of strained cottage cheese. And if you're new here, guys, we call this channel Cooking with Dave because I'm not cooking pro level. I am just recording myself cook. You're here to help me figure this thing out. So I'm not gonna know all the answers. There's never a guarantee I'm gonna have the perfect recipe. I do the best I can. All right, there we go, we nailed it. 1 cup of strained cottage cheese goes into our bowl first. Let me clean up. I did wanna take a minute to recognize this that came in the mail, guys. This is a big deal for me. This is something I've always kind of dreamed of, and you helped make it happen. I got my 100,000 subscriber play button, which is kind of really exciting for me. So I do want to thank you guys for watching and for hitting that subscribe button. Kind of a big moment in the house this week when this one came, so thank you for that. If you haven't had a chance to hit the subscribe button yet, please do. I would love to one day get the gold one. For 1 million subscribers seems kind of out of reach, but you never know. And you can help by hitting that subscribe button and coming back every time we do a new video here. I do appreciate you. I know it wouldn't happen without you, so thank you again for that. Let's keep going. Ow. I just hit my head. That's all right. Ooh. All right, we need a Ninja Chop thingy and an extension cord because we're fancy like that. I'm using the outdoor Christmas light extension cord, but you use whichever one you have available or just plug it directly into an outlet because you need your little Ninja Chopper or some sort of food processor to, you know, oh gosh, process the cottage cheese, which is all over the counter. That could be, there's a merch idea, the cottage cheese, which is all over the counter. I've probably said that 300 times. Anyways, we want that, and then we want 2 eggs to go in there as well with the cottage cheese, and we're gonna blend them all up together. So I'm just gonna break the eggs over here first to make sure I don't get any shells. Ooh, do I have to separate them? I might, let me check. If you were to ask me, it's 2 eggs not separated. My favorite food, any given day, it's either gonna be one of 2 things, Italian food or Mexican food. And so the fact that on keto you can't have noodles, that's a big deal to me. I need to have noodles, and that's why I'm so inspired to try to find a recipe that works to make actual noodles that are keto. So we're gonna add our eggs in with cottage cheese, and then we're gonna mix them up like so. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty good. It's all processed and stuff. I will say, I keep getting comments, and they're really good constructive comments in this one case. They're not always, but these ones are good. 95% of comments are great and constructive. Sometimes they're like, oh, you're too annoying, stop talking. That one's not super constructive. The whole channel is based around me talking and cooking. So There are plenty of cooking channels where it's no talking and just music and 2 eggs, 1 cup flour, blah, 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 just dropping the ingredients with that. Those exist. You don't need to watch this one, guys. Not you. Most of you guys, you like it. But the couple of you that give me that comment every week, you don't need to watch it. Okay, but the constructive comment I got, and we're gonna throw this back in here so I have a little more space to work. If you have a big food processor, you can just leave it in that thing probably, but I need a little more space. Is that I don't do like a good enough shot of the actual food when it's done. So like people have said, oh, you're such a tease, you know, you have this food and like every now and then it comes out looking really good. And if you're watching a food channel, you're gonna wanna look at it. And a lot of times I don't do a good job of like actually showing you the food. So I brought a little extra camera today. This little guy, at the end, I'm gonna turn it on and try to take some close-up shots of the food so you can actually see what it looks like finalized a little bit better than normal. We'll see how it goes. So what we're gonna do next is take some psyllium husk fiber. Psyllium husk fiber. We need 2 tablespoons of it. This is like a thickening thing. It is keto friendly. It says it right on the bag, actually, I think. Maybe not. No sugars added. 1, and we need 2 of those. 2. I got another good piece of feedback. You can tell it's 6 a.m. Piece of feedback. So 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder. On my English muffin recipe where someone said that the only reason they were wet inside is because I didn't let the dough sit long enough or whatever before mixing it. I can't remember the ingredients. I think it was like coconut flour and something, baking powder, whatever it was. You guys were saying I didn't let it sit long enough. If I had it, they would have come out as really good English muffins, which they did. They just weren't the right texture, but apparently that was the hack. And so I'm gonna go back and read that before I cook something else like that. We also want 2 tablespoons of coconut flour added into the mix. 1 and 2 of those go in. Guys, have you tried daveskitchenmarket.com yet? I did a giveaway on the channel, like a live giveaway. You can go watch my lives. I actually gave away 4 $25 store credits to Dave's Kitchen Market. It's my website, and we have all types of cool stuff there. Eventually, I'm gonna get some more merch on there. Right now, I just have a sticker, but eventually I wanna get a bunch of merch, maybe an apron, things like that. It could be kind of cool. But right now, if you go over there, it's got tons of really cool kitchen stuff for great deals. A bunch of people selling, you can even sell some of your own kitchen stuff that you're sick of, but you also can buy all types of cool kitchen stuff. We need a 1/4 cup of almond flour into this mix. I'm surprised we didn't mix these separately before the cottage cheese. That's weirding me out a little, but we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it. Ooh, am I out of parchment paper? No, I have some. We also want a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. But yeah, go over to daveskitchenmarket.com. That's the website. And you can use a coupon code Cooking with Dave to save $5 off your first order. All types of great stuff there. So we got a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. That goes in there as well. That's just pre-grated Parmesan cheese. So what did we do here? We did 2 tablespoons of the coconut, 2 tablespoons of the psyllium husk. We did a 1/4 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of Parmesan. What about the xanthan gum? I still need to add that, right? Yes. I need to add xanthan gum, a 1/4 teaspoon. So inevitably, there's always at least one person that comments saying xanthan gum is not keto. But then every time I look into it, it is keto, and a bunch of commenters come and say it is keto as well. So I don't know, 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. So to me, it seems like it is keto based on everything I've done in the research, but you know, make your own call on what ingredients you want to use, but you need a 1/4 teaspoon. I did an 1/8 teaspoon twice because I can't find my 1/4 teaspoon right now. It's all good, guys, it's all good. It's how we all cook, let's be real. Now I want to add a 1/8 teaspoon. Now this is optional, but it says you can add an 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder. This part's not optional though. You need a 1/4 teaspoon, there, right, of salt. So let me get a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Adding that in again in my weird method with my 1/8 teaspoon. There we go. And garlic powder, like I said, 1/4 teaspoon. If you want, it could add some flavor. We might do it. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I just caught that like a ninja. You probably didn't see it. Whew. There's nothing worse than feeling like you have to sneeze than it never coming. I think it's the garlic powder made me. Anyways, we're good. All right, so that's all in there. Now we need to mix it until it's like a dough. I'm just gonna use a fork and go at it and see what happens. Hopefully this actually turns into a doughy substance, but we're gonna see. You might be able to use a mixer. Every now and then though, I use a mixer and then regret it. So I figured with this one, let's not do that. I don't know, it doesn't really look like pasta to me yet, guys. We're trying to make pasta noodles, if you forgot. I know I've been blathering on, but that's the goal here, is pasta noodles that are keto, low carb, cottage cheese based, and delicious. And there's an interesting cooking method because of the last time I made these and how poorly it went. I asked and tried to figure out with ChatGPT an alternative way to do this. And we came up with one. We'll see how it goes. I like how ChatGPT is like a worm in my pocket. Yeah, we did this together. Creepy, really. Some like Terminator level stuff. But yeah, our goal was to get to 1,000 followers on Dave's Kitchen Market and then give away the gift card, and we're already at 1,500. Now I will say that's 1,500 followers, and I've probably talked about it in like 8 videos, and probably over 1 million people have seen those videos, and we got about 1,500 people to come to the website. So I think that's pretty good. I think we can do better though, we can. So make sure you go check it out on your phone, maybe right now while you're watching. daveskitchenmarket.com, follow, it's fun. Would you say this is a thick, pliable consistency? I feel like it is. If it is, we have to let it rest for 15 minutes. You know what a good cook would do? He'd take those 15 minutes and clean all the dishes he's already used. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'm turning over a new leaf this new year. Or maybe I'll sit on my phone and scroll on Instagram. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, 10 to 15 minutes for the psyllium husk and flour to absorb the moisture. See, I think this is what I missed out on with the English muffins, is that 15 minutes to absorb the moisture. So let's do it this time and see what kind of result we end up with. Hopefully it's the world's best keto noodles, which could be the base for so many good things. Lasagna soup, Alfredo. Oh, Alfredo, I go for some Alfredo. So many cool things. Anyways, let's see, I'll be right back. All right, so it's been 15 minutes for our dough to settle here. I did actually do some preparation work. I wasn't being lazy the whole time. I know you were thinking, Dave, you're probably being lazy. I wasn't, but I got some parchment paper. I'm gonna set that out and let's flip it so it doesn't roll on us. That's probably not big enough. Maybe it is, probably not. I don't know, we can go in batches if we have to. And then, do we wanna oil it or something? We're just gonna put a little oil on this so it doesn't stick too much. I don't know. You could also probably just use olive oil instead of spray oil. Spread. Olive oil will probably be easier, then you spread it around. I know what I'll do, I'll use a little brush to spread it around like that. I don't know. I don't feel like it's very thoroughly spread, but you get the point. You want it to not be too sticky. That's the moral of this story. But no, I was getting another camera ready for the next step and I had to go find a bunch of pieces for it. So really, I didn't waste any time at all. So I'm just gonna take like half of this for now because I don't think I'll take a little less. Just to get started, let's just try this, see how it works. Then take another piece of parchment paper, like so, and we're gonna put it on top and swoosh down the dough. And then maybe get a roller, I guess. How sticky is this? Let's see if it's... Maybe I should spray this side too, just to be safe. Let's spray both sides, like that. Then put it down, and then we're gonna try to roll it into noodle, what is it, deepness? No, noodle thickness. Noodle thickness, that's the word I'm looking for. You see the scratches on my arm, guys? Crazy. I don't even know what happened, honestly. I must have been moving something in my house, and I scratched my arms real bad. So yeah, you want like an 1/8 inch thick batter thingy here. Right there's a little thick, probably. Spread it out a little bit more. It seemed a little too thick in the middle, so I'm just kind of spreading it out in the middle a little bit. There we go. Now we're gonna take a pizza cutter, okay, and we're gonna cut it into noodles. Now, a pro chef at the Olive Garden or one of those bougie Italian restaurants, yes, that's the bougie Italian restaurant I thought of, folks. Listen, here's the thing about Olive Garden. When you're there, you're family. Can't ever forget that. It's kind of like Fast and the Furious. They're also family. We're just kind of slicing it into, I don't know, I guess kind of like a fettuccine style noodle, but you can kind of get creative with it. Oh man, I'm not good at this as far as what's it called? When you have everything looks the same. Symmetry. Symmetry is the word. I got it, guys. I nailed it. I'm not great at symmetry when it comes to cutting noodles, apparently, but we're doing our best. Do we want them this long? Probably not. They're gonna become hard to handle if we do them this long, so I'm probably gonna cut them width-wise as well, maybe just one more slice down the middle, and boom. Those should be noodles. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I've got a lot more here, so this makes a bigger batch than this, but we're gonna do a smaller batch because it's a little less stressful. And if they stink, I don't wanna, waste my time making 500 disgusting noodles. We gotta make sure they're good first before we put in the effort. That's what a proper lazy chef does. Now, cooking method. Okay, so originally when ChatGPT spat out a recipe, it wanted me to boil these. We've tried that with our keto tortellini and it was nightmare fuel. They just melted. They literally just dissolved and melted. I said, I don't want to do it. And there's, ChatGPT was trying to convince me it can work, and probably it can, but I'm too nervous. I'm PTSD about boiling keto noodles. So I said I want to try pan frying them. So we put together a way to do that. We're gonna try pan frying. I'm gonna get my camera, and remember I got that other camera. I'm gonna pull it over there, we're gonna move over there, and we're gonna see if we can pan fry these suckers. All right, so I'm heating up the skillet over there to medium low heat. We're gonna put a little butter on it, or ghee, or whatever you want to cook it in. And then we're gonna put some of the noodles on and see how this goes. As far as toppings, there's a lot of options. You could do like a rouse, like a low carb pasta sauce. You could do a pesto. You could make an Alfredo of some sort. I don't have any of that stuff. So I'm gonna do just some butter and maybe a little garlic. Can't go wrong with that. And we're gonna see how it goes. But let's get over there and see if these actually cook properly or if they just fall apart. I'm putting this butter on here first, guys. I'm just using the stick of butter to get it all buttery. And then we're gonna put some noodles on it. This is the moment of truth. We're just putting them on there. They're coming off pretty easy off the parchment paper, and they're going on there pretty easy. So obviously I could have done thinner noodles. It's a lot of choice you have here. All right, this is full. Probably too full, because I'm gonna have to figure out how to flip these in a minute. Medium heat, let's see what happens. Let's give it a minute. All right, so I'm not really sure how we know when to flip these. I think my spatula is too fat. This isn't really the right tool for the job. It's a cake thing, a cake cutter from Publix. But I wanna get a peek underneath. It's starting to brown a little. I think it should go a little longer, but I'm not sure. I just asked ChatGPT and it says they should be golden brown on each side, which is interesting. I don't know, we're gonna see. They're not there yet, they're kind of getting there though. We're gonna give it, it said a minute. I might have my heat too low because it's been like 4 and they're still not golden brown. But you know, this is experimental. We'll see what happens. Hopefully something amazing. All right, so this one looks golden brown on one side. Let me show you, I'm gonna flip it over. Sorta kinda, see that golden? The golden action? It's the Golden Girls. This pan's not cooking perfectly evenly. That's a dilemma. I know you're thinking, you're like, Dave, this is a lot of work to cook noodles, but is it really? I mean, it's not that hard. Now maybe in bulk, but especially if you're cooking for one, this isn't bad. Just flipping it over, flipping it over. I don't know why I decided that was a song, but we're gonna call it a song. The flipping it over song. What about a spatula? That other thing's kind of melting, so I don't think I should keep using it as well as it was working. Yeah, spatula seems to work. Look, boom. I think definitely I could have my heat a little higher and it would go a little quicker. I'm very impatient. I'm getting antsy here. I can't help but just think about how I'm screwing it up. Do you ever do that? It's like, it's probably getting screwed up, but maybe it's not. It's fine. It's looking pretty good, pretty good. All right, let's check and see if we flip it over if both sides. Let me just use my hand. Oh yeah, okay, that one looks done. I'm gonna take it out and put it into a bowl, I don't know. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Ooh, that's getting a little crispy. I mean, it says they're supposed to be golden on each side. And so we definitely have a little of that going on here. Now okay, and so you work in small batches, because this can get stressful if you have a huge batch in here, I feel like. I don't think my batch is too big. I think this is a good size. All right, these ones look done. Those ones look like they could use more work. Does this really even look like a noodle, though? Are people gonna be like, dude, that's not a noodle, that's a poodle. Well, it's obviously not a poodle. Oh gosh. I mean, this is where we're at with these. Okay, interesting. I don't know. Are they noodly enough? Let's add some butter and some garlic. Okay, let's add some butter first. We need like some sort of musical montage. I don't know, guys. They look like pancakes to me. They look like little strips of pancake, but we'll see, we'll see. We're gonna throw a little garlic into it really to take it down a notch. That's a lot of garlic. I mean, listen, I don't really feel like this worked, but we're gonna find out. Wait, see, and again, this is why I don't do close-ups of the food, because the food doesn't actually look very good. See, the thing about it is, people that do like super close-ups of the food have this amazing looking food. My whole premise of my channel is I get AI to design the recipes, I get AI to make the image of what the recipe should look like, and then I try to recreate it. And sometimes you get this when the recipe probably will have a much prettier AI image. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I don't know. It doesn't look like noodles to me, but it kind of does. How much of that is because I cut them too thick? I don't know. Let's just try them, guys. I'm gonna let you know. I'm trying it, so you don't have to. I'm a little nervous about this one. Let's try it. Interesting. The taste is good. The noodles are thick, weirdly thick. I don't love their thickness. In like all capacities, like too wide and too thick. Like they almost need to be thinner. Here's my theory, here's my thought. They're not bad. I could eat this whole bowl and kind of moderately enjoy it. Like probably at the level of a 6 out of 10, if I'm honest, like 5.5, 6 out of 10. It's not blowing my mind. It's definitely not gross or detestable. Like I'd happily just sit here and eat these as a little snack. It reminds me of a garlic knot more than pasta. But the texture isn't far. And so this is what I think this would be really good for. Yeah, I think these could be perfect for a keto lasagna. Okay, so this is my new thing. You could use the rest of this, flatten it out, cut big lasagna noodles, fry them up like this because they've got a good texture, like nice firmness and stuff. And it does feel like I'm eating pasta. Like it does feel, there's like a little graininess from the flour, but not really noticeable. So it does feel like I'm eating a noodle, but especially a noodle that's kind of been crisped up a little bit in a lasagna. So I feel like this could be the perfect base for your next keto lasagna. But even as is, it's not bad. They're pretty good. Pretty good. What's his name, Larry David? I'm not gonna call it a full fail. Like I'm gonna invite my friends over and serve this to them and pretend it's pasta, because it's obviously not the same as pasta. But I think I could do it if I hid it in a lasagna. That's my theory. Because the texture is right and the flavor, I think especially mixed into a lasagna, would taste exactly good. I think I'm just saying the same thing over and over again, guys. I think it's not a full fail. I think it's actually not bad. Even with pasta sauce and meatballs, it might be great. I think, again, with the butter and garlic, it just basically feels like I made garlic knots, which I've never complained about a garlic knot in my life, but I think these could be good. I think these, with some of you guys who are much better cooks than me, this could be the base for something beautiful, something amazing. And if you turn it into something beautiful and something amazing, tag me on Instagram. I'm gonna try to start using it. I don't know if I will, but my name is weird because someone already had Cooking with Dave. It's like Cooking W Dave or something. I should put a link. I'll probably forget. Dave'sKitchenMarket.com, you can go there though. Put it there, yeah, that's it. Go to Dave'sKitchenMarket.com. There's a recipe share thing. That's what we need to do. Put your picture, if you make any of my recipes, in there so I can see them. I'd love to see you guys cook some of this stuff because I know most of you can do it better than me. I'd love to see how they turn out when you guys make them. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.